Hello. So today we're going to do a playthrough of Copper Country. At least I'm going to try to do a playthrough of Copper Country. I'm going to be playing 3 players, so we'll see how that goes. As we go through it, I'm not going to go over the rules all at once, I don't think. I'm going to try to go just piece by piece. Usually it's pretty easy. The rules are pretty easy, but like I said, I'll try to go through it one by one. So the main things is the game board's all set up with all the Poor Rock all set. And I don't know, I might be playing a short game, or I might actually end over here somewhere, but we'll see when we get going. So everybody has their player boards, or what they call their ledgers, that has your miners that you can bring onto the board, your company houses, your shaft houses, and your hoist houses, which will be coming on in eras 2 and 3. And you also have your company card, which is going to show you a couple things. The first one is what's called a specialization, or a resource specialization bonus, which you may get at the end of the game. So any of the production that I get, or at least this company gets, that has explosives icon, then whoever has the most points of their specialization at the end of the game gets to add them to their final points to possibly win. The next thing is it shows you kind of what your wilds are. So you can play 2 once per shift. You can play 2 of these cards. So for this one, it's the equipment to act as a wild card. And then there's also what's called your company claim. So if you can complete all of these and put Poor Rock on the board, then you can get 10 points. And when you do that, you're going to flip this over to show that the claim's been done. And like I said, you'll add 10 points to your total at the end of the game. So to start, everybody gets 3 cards, and these are called capital cards. So the main thing about the capital cards is nothing really matters other than this symbol right here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to be matching these symbols to the production cards to mine copper. So as we're starting in the first era. So the first era is the era of exploration. So the main things about this card is the fact that it's going to tell you what your ending hand size is. It's going to show you that for the first era, you can only build company houses, can't build shaft houses, can't build hoist houses. Also, when you flip it over, all of these cards will basically tell you what happens for the beginning of their eras. But like I said, so we're in the first era. Everything's set. I'm going to go in player order for white, blue, and then red. So as we get going, everybody's going to take one of their miners and place it on one of the camps, which is these spaces right here. So when you do that, you're going to basically stand them up. So they're going to be placed like that. And the miner is going to have basically 2 positions that it's going to be in, either in the ready position where it's standing, or in the laying down position, which is called being exerted. So since he's there, we'll go ahead and just place him there for white. I think blue is going to try to move in a little bit. And then we'll have red. Red will move in a little bit too. Alright, so now we will start white's turn. Now, as you're going through a turn, there's these little cards that are kind of included with the game, so it's going to show you what you can do. So in the very beginning, you're going to have what's called the management actions, as you can see. So you can have 2 of these actions, which are the capital call, which is drawing a capital card, and you can do 2 of these, or I should say you will be doing 2 of these per turn. So I can draw 2 capital cards if I want. I could survey twice, which is flipping the terrain tokens. And the reason why you want to flip the terrain tokens is, they limit you. So until this land has been surveyed, you're only going to get 1 shift, and then you have to stop. So every miner, whenever they're doing an action all by themselves, or a work action, gets what's called 2 shifts. So like I said, whenever the terrains hasn't been surveyed, you only get 1 shift. So it kind of cuts down on your productivity. But sometimes you only need 1 shift, so it doesn't really matter. So the next thing that you can do is you can build one company house, and then once we get into era 2 we can build shaft houses or company houses, and then once we reach era 3 we can build hoist houses, shaft houses, and company houses. And then the other thing you can do is prospect, which is peeking at the top 2 production cards and either keeping one and discarding the other one, or I should say putting it on top. You're not keeping it really, or you're discarding both of those. Or you can negotiate, which some of the cards are going to make it to where you're going to have to put miners over into the unrest spot. So by negotiating, you can bring them back from unrest and place them back into your unskilled labor pool. Or you can immigrate, which would be to take any miners that are in the cemetery and then place them onto the unrest space so that you can get ready to bring them back. So those are kind of the actions that we're going to do for the management portion of the turn. So for the first player, their wild is the transport carts. So because of the fact that I can see that there's some transport carts on the board, I actually am going to take those for my management action. So I'm going to take both of them. And one at a time I would have flipped these over, but I could see that I wanted both of my wilds to kind of start, so that's what I did. Alright, so now we're going to move into what's called your labor action. So if you flip the card over, it's going to show you what your labor actions are. So I can work, I can stockpile, which would be to exert my miner to camp, to peek at the top 2 capital cards, draw 1, discard 1, then I'll do that again. Or I can relocate, which I'd move a miner from a camp to another camp and then immediately ready them. Or I can payroll, which any of the whenever miners are exerted, I can basically ready them and take a unskilled miner and place them on a camp somewhere. So I think for my first turn for white, I think I am just going to come over here and I will work. So as part of my action, I get to move 1 space adjacent and then I can work. So I only have 1 shift, but I've only got a couple cards, so I'm not really sure how much work I'm going to actually be able to do right now anyway. So I don't think it's going to hurt me too much to be able to try to mine. So for this one, I'm going to have to match the equipment symbol plus the underground symbol and then place poor rock to get 2 points. Or I could take this as a claim to do later on, or I could pass. That's what those symbols mean. So I do have my wilds, and then I would need an above ground, which I do not have. So I think I'm just going to pass this one. So I'm going to put it over here in the discard pile. And now at the end of my turn, I have what's called the end of turn dividends, which is when I have to go and get my card size down to 4. So I'm going to keep my wilds, and I'll keep these. And then I'll discard this guy. Let's see, how many cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So I can just get rid of this guy, get down to 4 cards. So now blue. So I think one of blue's actions is he's going to survey. And this basically shows you that once per shift, I can play any card in place of the underground icon. So place that there. Do I have any underground? No. So his specialties are equipment. So he surveyed. I think for the second one, he's going to take this equipment card. And now we'll go into my labor action, which he will move over here. He will exert to do some work. So now I get to play any card, play some poor rock for 1 point. Do I want to do that though? I don't think I do. So I'm going to discard this one. So that was my first shift. So now for my second shift, that one's a little bit better. It's a 2. So, do I have a guy? I don't have a guy. I don't have an above ground either. It's only a 2. I can't take that one, but it makes me wonder if I want to set a claim. It's only a 2, so I don't think so. We'll let this one go. So unfortunately, I wasted both of my work actions there, both my shifts. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm good for my end dividends. Now we move to red. And red's above ground or surface is what he needs. So he'll do one of these. And I think I'm going to prospect. Okay, so we have bedrock, and we have that, the float copper, which so I have those for a while, so I would need a guy, and I don't think I have a guy. So I'm going to get rid of both of these, since I don't have a guy. And now, for my action for red's action, I'm going to exert, and I'm going to prospect. Or stockpile, I should say. So I'll take 2 cards. So this one's my wild. But I think I have 2 wilds already. I do. I also have a green, so I might as well take my wild. So get rid of these. Oops, wrong place. This one was supposed to come out too. Now we'll do it again. And I do have an explosive, so I think I'm going to get rid of that one. I'll take this card. So now, though, at the end of my turn, I need to get down to 4 cards. I think I'll take... I don't know if I'll take my wild right now or not. I think I'm going to keep these ones and get rid of these 2. Okay. So now we'll return to white's turn. And I think white actually was working, so he should have been exerted. So it's not really going to matter to me to be able to do anything, but I'm kind of all by myself over here, so I think I will go ahead and survey for 1. And then I'll build. I'm going to build a house over here. Now this right here, what it does is it makes it so that when I have to place poor rock, I can place it on this token, and then it's not going to interfere with my mining, because as poor rock comes over here, it's going to start making it to where I have less and less shifts. So the first time poor rock gets placed down, it's going to be a -1 to your shifts. If there's 2 poor rock, it's -3 to your shift, and then if like all of these were done, it's -6. So that hampers your abilities to do anything. So alright, we built and we surveyed. So those are those 2 actions. So now we go into labor, and for my labor, the only thing I'm going to do is I will payroll, and I will bring, let's see, do I want to mess with somebody? Yeah, we'll come over here. Let's see if we can start getting in on blues territory there. Now my cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're good for the end of dividend. And now it is blue's turn. Blue has 2 of their wilds. And we're basically going to be doing pretty much the same thing. So So blue's going to build over here. And what else should I do? Do I want to build another one somewhere? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll build another company house. Should I build it here? This one's already flipped, so yeah, I think I'll build it over here. And then for my end action, we'll go ahead and payroll. So he comes up, and we shall place him here. Start muscling on the white's territory. And I'm at 4 cards, so I'm good. So now red, 2, 3, 4. And everybody's pretty much going to have to do the same thing. But reds is, I think I'm going to, no, I have my wild. So yeah, I think I have what I need. So yeah, I'm going to build as well. Except I'm going to get ready over here. Red's going to get ready over here. So I'll build one here. I'll build one here. And for my actions, I shall also payroll. Although, do I want to get in with these guys? No, I think I want to leave it. Alright, now white's turn again. So white's ready to go this turn. So I have my 2 wilds. Yeah, and I might as well draw some cards. So I'm going to take the nitroglycerin oil for 1 and replace it. And I'm going to take another one blind, so another explosive. So alright, that's my management. So now for my labor, we'll go ahead and mine here, or work here. So I need a surface, or an underground, and I need equipment for 2 to get the mass copper. So I do have an equipment. There's my equipment, and then I was trying to get that underground, but I wasn't able to, but that's okay, I'll use my wilds. And then I'll take this. So now I was able to complete my top row, which is going to score me 2 points. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and place it onto my board and on my copper pile for end of game scoring. So now I have another shift that I can do. Oh, and then I have to place more poor rock, which will be placed on this token. So it's bedrock, so I can play 1 card to place bedrock to get 1 point. Alright, so I think I'm going to do that. I'll play my black powder. I'll place that here. Yeah, I'll place it here because blue looks like he's getting ready to come in. So that leaves me with 2 cards. So I'm good for an end of turn. So now blue's turn. Blue has a couple of his wilds as well. I think he's going to take this guy. And I think I'll take my other wild. So I'm going to be -1 shift here. So I might as well just go over. I can also mine over here though, so maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, I think I will do that because that one's clean. So I've got my 2 shifts. I'll go ahead and exert. So the first one is bedrock. And that one's not all that exciting, so I think I'm going to let that one go by passing. And then we'll do the next one. Oh, which is not good. So this one right here means that one of my guys is going to have to die if I go ahead and take the 2 points. If I claim this, we're going to have unrest. I should say if I complete the claim, I'm going to have unrest. Or I can pass it. You know what, though? I do have time, and it's only going to cost me 1 card of any type. So maybe I will. So, we will pay... I don't want to pay one of my wilds. There's a lot of guys out there, so I'll pay the company nurse. Leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. So, at the end of my turn, I will get rid of this one. And now either this guy can die, or one of my unskilled workers that's still on my board. So I think I'm going to use one of my unskilled workers. Down to 4 cards. That's the end of my turn, for the end of blue's turn. So now red. And red needs to survey. So red's going to survey over here. So 1 free transport, or equipment I mean. And I have a wild. I have another wild up. So I can take 1 card. So I think I'll take him. And we are not getting any undergrounds. Still not getting any undergrounds. So he will move over here and exert to get our 2 shifts, and we have barrel copper. 2 points. That one's not bad. Let's see if I have it. I do have it. So I'll play these 2 cards. I'm going to take that, place Poor Rock, which we shall place it here to mess with these guys. Now my other shift. Gonna have Mouse Copper. So I could play any card for that one, but I don't have the underground symbol. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass. Which is gonna leave red with 3 cards, so he's still good. Alright, and I think as we're going to go into white's turn, we'll go ahead and stop video 1.